A very good morning to all my dear students. A very good morning to all my dear students and welcome to Online Benches SSC and Railway YT channel in English medium. I request you all to please quickly join with me so that I can start the proceedings for today. A very warm welcome to you all. I hope you must be doing fine, must be doing great. So I request you all to please quickly join with me and please quickly connect with me, and those people who have joined the session, please do share the session with your friends as well as do like the session, all of you. So those who are live on the session, please do reply to me, each one of you. Very good morning, Deepika. Welcome to the class. Welcome to the session. How are you? I hope you must be doing fine, must be doing great. So welcome to the class. Welcome to the session. Very good morning to all my dear students and friends. Welcome to the session. Okay. So let's start and let's begin the class for today. Let's begin the session for today. But before I proceed, I would simply request you all that please do promote the session and do share the session with your friends, especially those people who are preparing for the SSC and railway exams in the English medium. So this is a good platform for them to learn a lot. Thank you so much, everyone. So let's begin the session for today. Let's begin the class for today. Today we are going to discuss some important news. Very interesting news are there. First of all, we will be discussing about the fifth nuclear power plant that's construction has been started at Kudankulam in Tamil Nadu as the sixth unit by Russia. Then China has been declared malaria free state. This is the 40th country in the world by the WHO to get this particular status. So then we have a new species of jumping spider that has been discovered from the Maharashtra region of Kalyan and Panvel, and they have been named after two martyrs of 2611. So there are some interesting news in today's class. Okay, so let's begin the session. Let's start the class. The fifth nuclear power unit at Kudankulam, that is at Kudankulam, this is in Tamil Nadu, where the fifth nuclear power unit at Kudankulam will be built up by Russia. Russia had started the construction of fifth nuclear power unit at Kudankulam in Tamil Nadu. And this development is a significant step in bilateral relations between India as well as the Russia. So, and you know one thing, we have been progressing and developing in the nuclear research, in which we have a great support from the Russia, who is one of our best friends in the international arena, or you can say in the international diplomacy. So you have to simply remember one thing, Russia has started the construction of fifth nuclear power unit at Kudankulam in Tamil Nadu, and this development is a significant step in the bilateral relationship between India as well as the Russia. Remember one thing, Rosatom, it's a Russian company which is providing the technology to construct the Kudankulam plant. So if the question comes, which Russian company or which Russian nuclear company is providing the technological support at the Kudankulam nuclear power plant, you will say to Rosatom. This plant has 6 units, each having 100 megawatt electricity generation capacity, and it is going to be India's first light water reactor. So this fifth nuclear power unit at Kudankulam, which is being constructed by Russia, it is going to be the India's first light water reactor. It is going to be the India's first light water reactor. And there are altogether 6 units at the Kudankulam nuclear power plant, each having the capacity of 1000 megawatt electricity generation. Remember one thing, Kudankulam nuclear power plant is the largest nuclear power plant of India, and it is located in Kudankulam town in Tirunelveli district of Tamil Nadu. If the district comes specifically, you can mention here Tirunelveli. Construction of the plant had started on 31st March 2002. However, it faced several delays because of the opposition from the local fisher community. So despite having a lot of demonstration and lot of opposition from the local fishermen at Tirunelveli district of Tamil Nadu, once again the construction of the Kudankulam nuclear power plant had started in Tamil Nadu. Remember one thing, another nuclear power plants are at Kaiga. We have another nuclear power plant at Kaiga in Karnataka. Then we have Kakrapar, Kakrapara, it's in Gujarat. You must have known Rawat Bhata, this is in Rajasthan. Then we have Trombe, this is in Maharashtra. So we have Trombe in Maharashtra, Kaiga in Karnataka, Kakrapar in Gujarat, Rawat Bhata in Rajasthan. We have Kudankulam in Tamil Nadu. These are some of the important nuclear power plants in India. You must have known about it, you must have noticed about it, and you must have read about this. Okay, next important news for today is that China has been certified malaria-free country in the world. So China has made a continuous effort from the last 40 years in order to assure that there is no case reported of the malaria infection. Remember one thing, China has been certified as malaria free by WHO on 30th of June 2020 after a 70 years effort of eradicating this mosquito borne disease. So remember one thing, China has been making out the effort from the since 70 years in order to eradicate this mosquito borne disease. This is the malaria. Can you please tell me which mosquito is responsible for the spread of malaria? Anyone who can tell me about this? It's Anopheline. Anopheline. You must have heard about Anopheline. So after 70 years of rigorous effort, China has successfully been able to eradicate the mosquito-borne disease, that is malaria, and it has been certified by the WHO. Nations that have achieved at least 3 consecutive years of zero indigenous case of malaria can apply for WHO certification of malaria-free status. So remember one thing, only those countries can go to WHO and can apply to WHO just in order to get the malaria-free certification who from the last 3 consecutive years have received zero indigenous case of malaria. It means if there is no case of malaria patient in the last 3 years in any of the country, then such country can go and ask the WHO to get this status. And to get this status, nations must present rigorous evidences and demonstrate capacity to prevent transmission re-emerging. So the country need to satisfy the WHO in a very rigorous, along with the rigorous evidences, and they need to demonstrate that they have been able to prevent the transmission of re-emerging of malaria. And China has become the 40th country or the territory to get malaria-free status by WHO. So it is the 40th territory in the world to get the malaria-free status by WHO. 4 other countries that have gained the status recently were El Salvador in 2021, Algeria and Argentina in 2019, Prague and Uzbekistan in 2018. So please do remember one thing. So China has become the 40th territory in the world who have been given the malaria-free status by WHO. And remember one thing, recently this status were also given to the countries like El Salvador in 2021, Algeria and Argentina in 2019, Prague and Uzbekistan in 2018. And remember one thing, China has also become the first country in the WHO's Western Pacific region. In the WHO's Western Pacific region, China is the first country in the world who has been awarded with malaria-free certification in about 3 decades. So in the last 30 years, this is the first country in the Western Pacific region of WHO that has been awarded the malaria-free status. Other countries with this certification status are Australia has already got this status in way back in 1981, Singapore 1982, and Brunei 1987. So remember one thing, Australia 81, Singapore 82, and Brunei 87. They already have been declared the malaria-free, and the most recent country to get this status is China, which has become the 40th territory in the world to get the malaria-free status by World Health Organization. I hope it is clear to you all. Please do respond to me very quickly, all of you. Can you please reply to me? Can you please respond to me, each one of you? All clear, all done. Do you have any issue, any problem, any doubt? You can simply report it to me, all of you. Okay, the next news for today is that Ikeas Tukarami It is the new jumping spider species. Remember, this Tukarami is from the Tukaram Ombले, the martyr in the 2611 on Taj attack. Remember one thing, a newly discovered spider species has been named Ichthys tukarami after Assistant Sub-Inspector ASI Tukaram Omble, who laid down his life to help capture the terrorist Azmal Kasab during the 2611 terror attack. So, in order to honor the martyrs of Tukaram Omble during 2611 terror attack to capture Azmal Kasab, a newly discovered jumping spider species has been named. Which one? Ichthys tukarami. Ichthys tukarami. So if the question comes, what is Ichthys tukarami? You will simply say it's a newly discovered species of jumping spider. The decision of naming the species after the martyred police constable Tukaram Omble was taken by the team of researchers who discovered the species. The researchers had discovered the two new species of jumping spider from Thane Kalyan region and decided to name one of them after Tukaram Omble in a wonderful gesture. So remember one thing, since this species of jumping spider has been discovered from the Thane Kalyan region, so the researchers decided to name this particular jumping spider species in the name of Tukaram Omble, who laid his life down in order to capture the terrorist Azmal Kasab during the 2611 attack. The second species was named Fintela cholki. Fintela cholki, in the memory of a friend, Kamlesh Cholke. The species is distributed in Thane and RA Milk Colony in Mumbai. So remember one thing, this newly discovered jumping spider species has been discovered from the Thane Kalyan region, and it has been named Ichthys tukarami after the name of Tukaram Omble, and also in the memory of one of the friends of the researchers, Kamlesh Cholke, and its name is Fintela cholki. So Ichthys tukarami, and Fintela cholki are the two newly discovered species of which one you can say jumping spider from the regions of Thane and Kalyan. Am I clear to you all? Tukaram Omble was a Mumbai police officer, an army soldier who served as assistant sub-inspector of the Mumbai police. He was martyred in action while fighting terrorists during the 2008 Mumbai attacks at Girgaon Chowpatty, Mumbai. Please do remember that. So it's a great honor that the researchers have named one of the spider species after the name of Tukaram Omble. Now come to the next important news for today, World Asteroid Day. You might have heard about the asteroids, which are also called as the minor planets, and I must tell you, asteroids are basically those cosmic objects which were formed during the formation of our solar system, and these are the small debris of rocks which are still orbiting between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter, but their size are not so large that they can be classified into the category of planets. So the asteroids are also called as the minor planet. We also call it minor planet. This is also called as the minor planet. Now the question is that when do we celebrate the World Asteroid Day? The International Asteroid Day is observed every year on June 30th. Please do remember one thing, June 30th is celebrated across the world as the International Asteroid Day. This day is observed to raise public awareness about the asteroid impact hazard and to inform the public about the crisis communication actions to be taken at the global level in case of a credible near-Earth object threat. So remember, very good morning GSR, welcome to the class, welcome to the session. So the International Asteroid Day is observed every year on June 30th, and this is observed in order to raise the public awareness about the asteroid impact hazard. And you see, asteroids have been categorized into three forms. Those objects which revolves between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter, they are also called as the asteroid. They are also called dwarf planet. They are also called as the minor planets. And also remember one thing, the second category of asteroids are those which revolves around the larger planets, and they are called as Trojans. And there are third category of asteroids which are nearby Earth, and they can collide with the Earth and can be hazardous. So asteroids are rocky fragments left over from the formation of the solar system near about 4.6 billion years ago. Very good morning, Ragni. Welcome to the class. According to the NASA Joint Propulsion Laboratory, which tracks the asteroid movement, an asteroid is classified as a NEO when its distance from our planet is less than 1.3 times the distance from Earth to the Sun. It means those asteroids are categorized or classified as a NEO asteroids whose distance from our Earth is less than 1.3 times the distance from Earth and Sun. The orbital paths of asteroids are at times influenced by the gravitational pull of the planets. I already told you that there is a planet called Mars, the other planet is called the Jupiter, and between the orbits of these two planets, we have the small debris or fragments of rock which are still present between these two orbits. And why they are still traveling between these two? Because the gravitational pull of the Mars and gravitational pull of the Jupiter has not allowed these rocky fragments to completely align with the Mars and to completely align with the Jupiter. So because of the gravitational pull of these two planets, they are revolving like a pendulum between these two. This is the basic thing. Remember one thing, the orbital, that is why it is written here, that the orbital paths of the asteroids are at times influenced by the gravitational pull of the planets, which causes their path to alter. Scientists believe asteroids or fragments from earlier collisions have slammed into Earth in the past, playing a major role in the evolution of our planet. And it is also believed that these asteroids in the past have collided with the planets and has resulted into the formation of new planets as well. Am I clear to you all? Please do remember this. Now let's come to the next important news for today. The man on the screen is P. Sainath. You might have heard about P. Sainath. P. Sainath is associated with the Hindu and he is known for the rural journalism and rural reporting. 2021 Fukuoka Prize has been given to P. Sainath. Fukuoka, the man on the screen is P. Sainath. Remember one thing, renowned journalist P. Sainath is the recipient of the Fukuoka Grand Prize 2020. It is one of Japan's top awards that is open to people from all Asian countries for the investigating impoverished farming villages in India, listening to voices from the rural population. So those journalists who have been consistently working in the villages of our country and has been investigating impoverished farming, impoverished families and impoverished farmers in this country are known to get this particular award that is called Fukuoka. There are three categories in which this Fukuoka Prize is given: for the rural journalism, for the for art and culture, and for the academic. So remember one thing, for the rural journalism category, the award has been given to P. Sainath. The academic prize and the prize for arts and culture will be given to Professor Kishimoto Mayo of Japan and filmmaker Prabda Yoon of Thailand. So there are three individuals this year who has been given the Fukuoka Prize for 2021. P. Sainath from India, Professor Kishimoto Mayo of Japan, and filmmaker Prabda Yoon of Thailand. Professor Kishimoto Mayo has been recognized for her understanding of Chinese history. So this Professor Mayo is for understanding Chinese history. Prabda Yoon will receive the prize for increasing understanding of Japan in Thailand and for pursuing a deeper philosophical insight into the future of humanity. So we can simply say Prabda Yoon for the philosophical thing, Professor Mayo for understanding the Chinese history, and P. Sainath for investigating impoverished farming villages in India. Please do remember one thing. P. Sainath, the prominent journalist who was born in Chennai and has been an editor of The Hindu and the vice editor of political magazine Blizz. So remember one thing, P. Sainath is associated with two important media houses. One is The Hindu, of whom he's a chief editor, and he's the vice editor of the political magazine Blizz. So he's associated with The Hindu as well as the political magazine Blizz. All clear, all done. Any query? Fukuoka Prize. Please don't forget about this. Now comes the Archery World Cup. The lady on the screen is which one? You can say Deepika Kumari. She has created the history by clinching 3 gold or triplet gold in the single event. Remember one thing, star archer Deepika Kumari led the show with supreme authority to grab a hat-trick of gold medals as India made an unprecedented clean sweep at the World Cup Stage 3 here for a perfect build-up to the Tokyo Olympics in less than a month's time. In the absence of the world number one Korean, the Indians faced little challenges to win the women's individual, team and mixed pair events, with Deepika a constant in each of them, playing back-to-back 4 matches in less than 5 hours. So in less than 5 hours, she played 4 matches, and out of those 4 matches, she clinched 3 gold medals. Deepika had become only the second Indian woman after Dola Banerjee to grab the number one spot in June 2012 after claiming her first individual recurve World Cup gold medal at the Antalya, Turkey. So remember one thing, apart from Dola Banerjee, Deepika Kumari has been able to secure to the world number one position in 2012 when she won the gold medal at the Antalya World Cup. She will be the only Indian woman archer who will be representing the country at the Tokyo Olympics next month. So remember one thing, this is a great feat for the Indian athletes and Indian archer. And remember one thing, Deepika Kumari will be the only Indian women archer who will be representing the India at the Tokyo Olympics next month. Please don't forget about this. This is a great achievement for India. The star archer Deepika Kumari has grabbed the hat trick of gold medals at the Archery World Cup. Can anyone tell me where was this World Cup conducted? GSR, can you please tell me, and Deepika? The Archery World Cup, where Deepika Kumari has been able to win 3 gold medals, where was this particular event conducted? Or where was this particular event held? I'm asking you this point. Can you please tell me about this? Was it conducted in Paris or was it in Tokyo? Tokyo is basically the place for next Olympic for which she will be the lone archer from India, women archer. I'm asking you, these 3 gold medals which has been clinched or which has been won by Deepika Kumari, this event was basically conducted at which place? This I have asked you. Anyone who can tell me? And remember one thing, this 2021 Archery World Cup was also called as the which one? You can say Hyundai World Cup, and it was being held at Paris. It is in Lausanne, Guatemala, Paris and Shanghai. There were multiple locations. It was held at Lausanne, Paris, Shanghai. Now, Government of India has extended the tenure of Niti Aayog's CEO Amitabh Kant. Yesterday we came to know about KK Venugopal, whose tenure has been extended by 1 year. Another extension comes with the CEO Amitabh Kant. Central government has extended tenure of Niti Aayog Chief Executive Officer Amitabh Kant by 1 year. His tenure will now end in June 2022. He is a 1980 batch retired IAS officer of Kerala cadre. Remember one thing, Niti Aayog's CEO Amitabh Kant's tenure has been extended by 1 year and his tenure now will end in June 2022. He is a 1980 batch retired IAS officer of Kerala cadre. He has been at the helm of policy think tank of government since 2016. Before joining Niti Aayog, he was the secretary in the government of India and he was handling industrial policy and promotion. So before becoming the CEO, he was the secretary in the government policy making, and he was handling the industrial policy and promotion. Niti Aayog is a public policy think tank of Government of India, which was established in 2015 by replacing the Planning Commission with the objective of achieving sustainable development goals with cooperative federalism by involving state governments in economic policy making process. So remember one thing, this Niti Aayog came into existence on 1st of January 2015, which replaced Planning Commission, and its main objective was to achieve sustainable development goals with cooperative federalism by involving state governments in economic policy making process. Do remember that. Now the first question for today is that which country had started construction of fifth nuclear power unit at Kudankulam in Tamil Nadu? This is the first question for today. Please go for the reply. Which country had started the construction of fifth nuclear power plant at the Kudankulam in Tamil Nadu? Is it USA? Is it UK? Is it Russia or France? What you will say? This has been started by which country? It's the Russia. And this is going to be the sixth unit. Each unit is having the, you can say, electricity generation capacity of 100 megawatt electricity. Next is that which country has been certified as malaria free by WHO on June 30th, 2021 after a 70-year efforts of eradicating this mosquito-borne disease? Is it A, India? Is it B, China? Is it C, Congo? Or is it D, Egypt? Which of the following country has been certified as malaria free by WHO on June 30th, 2021 after a 70 years effort of eradicating this mosquito-borne disease? And this status has already been given to Australia in 81, Singapore in 82, Brunei in 87. Then we have the countries like Argentina, Prague, El Salvador. They are already malaria free, and China has become the 40th territory. So this is the B, China. On which day do we observe the International Asteroid Day every year? Which of the day is celebrated as the International Asteroid Day? Is it 30th of June, 3rd July, 10th July, or 28th July? The International Asteroid Day every year is celebrated on which of the following date? International Asteroid Day. Anyone? This is the 30th June. Exactly. This is the 30th June. Which of the following categories the Fukuoka Prize has? Is it academic category, culture category, grand prize, or all of these? Which of the following categories the Fukuoka Prize has? Academic, culture, grand, or all? I have told you there are three categories. There is an academic prize, then we have art and culture, and then we have rural journalism. So all of these. Who has made hat-trick of gold medals at the Archery World Cup? Who has made the hat-trick of gold medals at the Archery World Cup? Deepika Kumari, Ankita Bhakat, Komalika Bari, ya none of these? Who has made hat-trick of gold medals at the Archery World Cup? Is it A, Deepika Kumari? Is it B, Ankita Bhakat? Is it C, Komalika Bari? Or is it D, none of these? Please go for the reply. Hat-trick of gold medals at the Archery World Cup. What would you say? It's the A option, that is Deepika Kumari. So guys, this is all for the today's current affair. See you tomorrow at 7.